Topstep X tutorial in a practical sense. Robert from Topstep has tons of really good videos on how to use Topstep X. What I'm going to show is how I use Topstep X because I feel like I have a good layout. It works really well for me. And all the time on Topstep TV, I see people asking questions about this and that from Topstep X. It's all that I use at this point. So I feel like I'm somewhat qualified to try to explain some of the stuff. So the way I have it set up personally is I keep the dome over here, the dome, the ladder. I like time and sales because I like to read time and sales, because one of the things Topstep X does not have that is a bummer is any kind of order flow or delta. We're told that these things may be coming. We'll see. For now, time and sales, in my opinion, is the best you're going to get. Now, you can see up here there are little tabs. Okay, so what this will do is it'll take you to a different component, which is really cool. The components can be added as a separate component from the plus buttons. So what I could do is click one of these. If I want to see positions, I just drag it out, bam, bam, boom, and then you're good to go. So you can obviously order this however you want. If you're familiar with TradingView, you should not be at all confused about how the charts work because they are licensed TradingView charts. Lucky for me, I came from TradingView, from crypto. I have used everything else though. I've used Ninja, Quant Tower, Sierra. I've used almost everything, at least to some degree. Motive Wave. I've tried it all. And the only reason I use Topstep X is because, one, I only trade with Topstep. Two, they always make things right if something goes wrong if you're on Topstep X. I don't know for sure whether they do that if you're on Ninja and have a rhythmic issue, or on Quant Tower or whatever. I know for sure from personal experience several times that if something goes wrong that is out of my control, which is going to happen in trading, and you shouldn't necessarily have it made right, it's just kind of a part of the risk of trading, they still have always made it right. My experience, they've always made it right. So to me, I think that's a huge benefit. So I use Topstep X. The other thing is that trading futures on TradingView through a Tradeovate combine with Topstep sucks, in my opinion. I have always had execution issues doing that because I like TradingView. So for a long time, I was getting Tradeovate accounts through Topstep. I was linking it to TradingView, and then I was trading on TradingView because I like to kind of, minor swing trade overnight till the open. But the execution issues I constantly experienced doing that made it just not worth it. Also, you cannot do things like you can do on here on TradingView. Scalping, forget it. In my opinion, forget it. I see other people do it, so obviously it works. But for me, no good. It's terrible. Compared to this, it's terrible. Here, it's just phenomenal. It works really well. It's extremely fast. It's precise. I've never really been disappointed with execution using Topstep X. So anyways, all that to say, one of the things with orders that I like when compared to something like using TradingView with Tradeovate is that you can do the join bid, the join ask. You obviously have your market in buttons. You have a reverse button, which TradingView does have. But I always notice a lag on TradingView using Tradeovate on a Topstep combine. I don't ever notice a lag on Topstep X. It's just you're in. Limit buy, boom, we're in. This is the other thing that it gets asked a lot on Topstep TV is how did these brackets automatically go on? I don't use this. I set this up for this video. I personally hate this. I'm not a fan of this at all, but I'll show you how it works. So here. So when you go to settings, you have to do it for every individual account that you're using, first off. So obviously I'm in a practice account. I can come in here. You have to use dollar value, which is the reason I don't like it. The one thing I really liked about TradingView is the ability to set up an order tied to the actual, long or short tool in TradingView. You could use the long tool or the short tool and then long click on it on your phone or right click on the computer, click create limit order, and then you can set an order just like that, and then it's really easy to adjust. That is something Topstep X has not gotten yet. Once they get that, I'll have no complaints. For now, this is the best you've got in terms of like one cancels the other. It's the reason I just don't use it because I don't like this dollar value. at all, and you can't set it ahead of time. So you can't make a one cancels the other limit order. You can create them all separately, but then if one gets hit and the other doesn't, and you're sleeping, and then it turns on you, you're going to get in again. Which is just, it's no good for me. I need to be able to preset that. But that's how you do it. So you can put your risk in at 150 bucks. You can put profit in, 1 to 2, and do automatically apply risk, yada, yada, do that. Again, I don't like it, so I'm going to take it off. If you don't have that set up, so say we close this out and you do join bid. As soon as it taps down, you're in. Easy enough. Then once you're in, which hopefully it gets me in here. Once you're in, then you can drag. So then you can set up your stop loss, set up your take profit. My problem with that was that a lot of the time I like to set something out ahead of time, right? So say I think it's going to come down here while I'm asleep, and then I think it's going to turn back around and come up there. On TradingView, you can right click this. There's a create limit order there, and then it opens a window where you can set that order. And then if all it does is go up and hit this level, nothing happens. It has to first hit your entry, and then the take profit and the stop loss are then active. And then once one gets hit, the other is canceled. One cancels the other. In Topstep X, you just don't have the ability. So for now, it's a no-go for me. It's the one complaint that I have. But I from what I understand, they're working on it, which is great because I think that's it. The other thing that if you don't know or haven't played with, this is phenomenal. This is incredible. They really pulled a lot of this seemingly from TradeZilla. I use that. So if you've used that, you know exactly what you're looking at. The one thing here that I hope to see in the future is the ability to aggregate the data between accounts. So what I'd like to see is like a button up here that says aggregate accounts, and then it combines stats from all of your accounts. Because people have multiple accounts. You can have up to 5 XFAs. You could also have a live account, and then you can have, I think it's unlimited combines. I have one funded account and I have 5 combines. But before that, I had 6 combines. So I think you can have unlimited. But I would love to be able to not go through these individually and instead just be like, okay, this is all of the stats from all of your accounts aggregated, pulled together. I hope they do that in the future. I'm going to assume that they're going to. You'd have to think they're going to. This is a new feature to be able to nickname your accounts. So you can click the little pencil and then name them. Personally, I name them the date that they expire because I want to know where am I in terms of making this account work next to when the date of the expiry actually is. Because sometimes it makes sense to go balls to the wall if you're close to losing the account and it's also close to expiring. Because otherwise it's going to rebill without a reset and then you're still $1,800 in the hole. Whereas if it rebills and you blew the account, you just get that reset right there, which is a nice thing, right? So in a very, very specific situation, it makes sense to go balls to the wall on an account if it's really close to expiring. So I go based off of that because it changes my aggressiveness on the account. That plus looking at the balance, obviously. It's not just date dependent, but balance to date ratio basically is the way that I kind of decide how to do that. Now, one cool like short key is if you go alt click, it'll pull up big one of your charts. So if you have a bunch of charts here, say you have 4, 5, 6, or just 2 like me, I have a 100 tick chart and then a 1 minute chart. I usually use a 1 or a 2. I can hold my mouse over the chart. I can click the alt key and then left click with the mouse and it'll make it big. Instead of doing a bunch of little clicking to change the way that is, it's a very nice keyboard shortcut. I noticed that a lot of people don't know the keyboard shortcuts. They're extremely, extremely helpful. That's one that I just personally use a lot. But the components, you can put them wherever you want. You can drag them, you can drop them, whatever. And then the layouts is another important thing. I have one for my phone. So on my phone, this looks good. On the computer, it looks ridiculous. I have one for my tablet. So on my tablet, this looks good. On the computer, it looks okay, but it's not ideal. And then I have what I call the main one. And this is what I normally will trade with time and sales, the DOM, and then the charts that I use. Another one that I do have is just time and sales and the DOM. And what I'll do is like, I'll keep this small on the side and then I'll have my main one up on another monitor, and then I can keep this big, and it gives me more chart space, I guess. So just understand you can do that too. I feel like that's kind of helpful. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Trying to think. Beyond that, copy trading is a thing. Everybody knows that. I am copy trading with 2 of my accounts. The rest of them I trade independently because I'm still figuring out some issues that I have, and I don't want to tank a bunch of accounts. But these 2, I'm trying out copy trading, and I might stop, honestly. I like trading them all independently. Your risk settings, we talked about. You can change whether it shows economic data on your chart or not. It's the little gray circle at the bottom. I choose to keep that on. I like that. I think it's smart. This should be on fast, in my opinion, unless you have really, really bad internet, I guess. But in which case, like, I think you should fix that. The chart plot alignment and the chart value display type. This is when you enter a position. How do you want that to look on the chart? So again, make sure I'm in the practice account. If we come in here and we go enter market. Okay, I have a position here. Let's say I bring this down. I bring that up. Okay, I have it showing ticks. Most people want to see dollars. So what you do is you come in here, you move it from ticks to dollars. And then if I wanted the little bars right here, see now it's dollars. If I wanted these on the right, that is what that alignment is right here. So the chart plot alignment, you can put it on the right. I like it on the left, so I'm going to keep it. And I want ticks, not dollars, so I'm going to put it back because this is my world. I think that's the majority of it. Other cool things just to be aware of is that you can do Topstep TV right there. Boom, easy, except you don't have the chat, which is, I feel like, something that you probably want. The settings, we went through pretty much all of it. You can turn on streamer mode. That's what I have on here, so you can't see my account names. And then these are just visual and sound alerts for trades, trade confirmations, things like that. The other thing that I think everybody should be aware of is this section, because this is how we're going to get cooler stuff in TopstepX in the future. So click the little question thing. It's not a help section. It kind of is, but it's not a help section. I hope you click this, come in here and vote for cool stuff like the OCO orders. I would like you to vote for that because I would like OCO orders. Delta, please vote for that so that we can have Delta. If order flow, footprints, I don't know if they can do that with this, but I'm not tech savvy enough to know for sure. But you could vote for these types of things. Like, we would like to see this in TopstepX, and contingent solely on the amount of votes and user requests, they will start working on those things. It's an important thing to be aware is here, because we would like this to get better and better. It's already really cool. It's really nice to have. I think that sums it up. If there was anything specific that I didn't cover or that you'd like to understand better or whatever, I'm happy to do it. I'm extremely well versed in this. It's all that I use. But again, also remember, Robert at Topstep, who I believe is in charge of all this, has tons of videos that are really good. So I guess if there's something he doesn't touch on, then let me know, and I'll be sure to knock out a short video on it. Otherwise, good luck, guys. Good luck. Stay green, at least for the most part.